Hey, for everyone joining us here on the 23ABC live stream, we are just getting word that the Runners are returning home from Oklahoma City, of course, where they were playing today in their first March Madness appearance as a D1 team. We are standing by actually live on the tarmac right now. Our crew's there on scene as the charter plane coming in from Oklahoma City arriving to Bakersfield. I want to go out to Andrew Worth live at the scene there at Meadowsfield. Andrew, if you can hear me, man, it looks like you got a limo behind you and quite a bit of activity.
That's right, Tim. There's two limos that just rolled past right now. We're not sure if the team and band are going to get on a bus or not, or if they're just going to come right off the jet and walk their way over here and go back to campus or go home with their loved ones or anybody that might be here to support them. But yeah, the team is on the way back from a traumatic loss today. They pushed as best as they could, but they ended up not being able to pull it out.
Right, and obviously, as you mentioned, has their plane touched down yet, or are you guys still waiting to get that there?
It's about 15 minutes away or so, we've been told, and the plane has not touched down, so we're just waiting. We're standing here out on the tarmac. As you can see, the limo's there again. We're just waiting for everybody to get off, and hopefully there's a number of fans that show up in the next 10-15 minutes or so that'll welcome them in and just give them the pride that Kern County had earlier today, and the businesses and the bars and social media everywhere was just so happy to have this team at their first appearance against Oklahoma.
Yeah, and obviously giving them a limo ride back home would certainly cap this experience off for them. Obviously well deserved. As we mentioned, of course, and a lot of people have found out they didn't win today. A heartbreaking loss really in the second quarter. The game pulled away from them. But Andrew, can you tell us about any fans that are there, family members? Is there a group gathering to welcome them home?
On our way in, there are about 7-8 cars out there right now. I know this is a little early compared to what others have been hearing and what we had said earlier, but I guess they put some jet fuel in the plane and they're just getting here about 20 more minutes earlier than we expected. There's probably 10 or 15 people that we passed on the way in, a couple signs out there, some people that said that they missed school to go see the game today because they had that much love and support for the Roadrunners and just wanted to see them win.
Yeah, it really did take over the town. Congressman Kevin McCarthy making the trip out there today, posting pictures. You had a lot of people, notable people around town taking the day off work to go into their favorite restaurant or bar. I'll tell you what, Andrew, we'll let you guys get back to waiting there around. I don't want to keep you around if you need to talk to anyone. But we're going to hold this shot up for our viewers on turnto23.com and let them watch live, and we'll stand by with you, and we'll visit you in just a few minutes, man.
All right, Tim, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Andrew, thanks, man. That's Andrew Worth live tonight at Meadowsfield Airport, where we just mentioned the Runners, Cal State Runners, coming back from Oklahoma City. They're expected to touch down in just about 15 minutes. We had got word that they were actually pulling up to the airport, but obviously you see there from that live shot that it looked like it was a limo waiting for their charter flight to touch down at Meadowsfield. So as we mentioned, they're probably on their final approach here, making their way into the Bakersfield area. We are standing by to give them and experience that welcome home that so many people are waiting for. Obviously, we mentioned the loss today. They lost to Oklahoma University, and the Sooners, of course, in that the second half loss there as they pulled away from the game. But no doubt, a lot of pride here today in town. A lot of people talking about this game, both on social media and online. Back at these live pictures here, as Andrew was mentioning, 2 now stretch limos. We can assume you could pack in, 15 people in one of those. So definitely enough room for at least the team and some of the support staff. As Andrew mentioned, there's about 7 or 8 cars, presumably of parents or family members who are standing by, and we're told the bus just arrived to take from CSUB to take these folks back. So that is certainly a sign that the runners are getting closer. And this really is a rare opportunity if you're watching live with us, because rarely do we get access with our equipment and with our crews to the tarmac to witness an event like this. We've covered so many events at Meadowsfield, whether it be a veterans group taking off for Washington, D.C., or a notable person coming to town. Rarely do we get access on the tarmac, so this will be pretty exciting. As we mentioned, just about 10 or 15 minutes from now, we're expecting that plane to touch down, taxi to our post there. You can see if we can zoom that camera in. It appears to be that could be the jetway in which they're going to walk off from the plane. Of course, the steps, the steps that will greet them, and they'll be walking down there as you see some folks in the foreground making their way over to that area. So, as we mentioned, this will be interesting to see this live and welcome our runners home and in fashion as they, of course, appreciate it. This has been a historic run. Of course, winning the WAC tournament for the first time as a D1 team. They did it as a D2 team back in the 1990s, but it's been so many years for Cal State and so long since they've had an opportunity like this. And of course, a lot of folks in town have been taking part in it. You'll take a look at some video here in a moment of just the day and what happened beforehand. And it's worth mentioning, the highlights that you're watching were not actually from today's game. We're not allowed to show you highlights of the game until after 11 o'clock, after CBS and the affiliates have coverage across the country. That ends at 11 o'clock. We can show you the highlights from that game, which we will have on 23 ABC News at 11. This is video from practice and some of the events that happened in Oklahoma City. Our crew's there all week covering all the events. And as we mentioned, it's been a festive week, obviously a heartbreaking one for the runners who are coming back to town with their heads held high, of course, hoping that would have been coming back on a flight or heading to another city as victorious, heading on into the March Madness. It won't happen, but as we mentioned, this is really a historic event, nonetheless, that Cal State Bakersfield able to make their way as a D1 team into the tournament for the first time, and that really is saying something. Back live, we'll take a look at these pictures from Meadows Field. You can see our crews there on scene. As we mentioned, the access we've been able to get pretty good for in terms of a homecoming that we would typically see here in Meadows Field. We are on the tarmac. This is actually at the old terminal, if you're familiar with Meadows Field. They're not flying into the new one. They're taking a charter flight. Our reporter Andrew Worth there on the scene, coming back to our photographer. You can see the lights of the airport just in the distance there. And Andrew, any new information you got for us?
No, we were just trying to talk to some of the fans that came to support their team as they come in. They're not sure if the team's going to jump on these limos that you see here or the bus that just rolled onto the tarmac, but they're hoping that they can at least give the team a cheer and say, hey, we love you guys and great job, even though you came up a little short. We're still supporting you, still love you. And some fans were at the baseball game earlier today, and now they're here bringing the team in.
Yeah, can we talk to any of those fans, Andrew? Can you grab some of them and get their
yeah, let me see if I can go grab the people that I was just talking to.
Yeah. Okay, we'll let Andrew do that. And
you want to come over here, bud?
Here we go.
All right, looks like we got a little fan here. Hey, what's your name there, bud?
Matthew.
Matthew. So did you watch the game today? Were you able to see any of it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I think it was pretty awesome.
Yeah? Who's your favorite player on the team this year?
I don't know.
You don't know? Did you guys, did you watch the WAC tournament when Basil hit that big shot and all that? What'd you think of that?
That was awesome.
It was awesome? So how long have you been a Roadrunners fan?
A long time.
Did your parents watch it with you, and did you go to any games this season or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah? What else? What did you like about the game today? What was your favorite part about it? Was it when they were getting real close and it was a very tight game and they almost pulled it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool part. So is this Mom right here next to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom, were you able to watch the game today?
I saw about half the game today.
You saw about half the game?
I saw the beginning when they were ahead, and then those last few minutes that were touch and go.
Now, what's your affiliation with Bakersfield and the university?
Well, I'm actually an alumni.
Awesome.
And then we have a partnership. I work for another company that has a partnership with Cal State. So
very cool.
We attend a lot of the games and a lot of the activities with the athletics department.
So over the last 5 years, and Coach Rod just being able to do what he's done as a fan and alumni, what do you have to say about that?
You know what? I went to the college many years ago, and it was back in the Tier 2 days, and to watch what the team has done now, I know I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I get out and watch the games and I get excited. So I think it's phenomenal to see what not only it's done for the university but really for the city of Bakersfield.
So what were your thoughts with the team? They were pushing against Oklahoma, who could arguably be a #1 team
Right,
in
absolutely.
everything, and just the fact that they were within 2, 3, 4 points the whole game, sometimes had the lead. I know from the beginning they had the lead, the second half they were up there. What are your thoughts on that and just how the team played today from what you saw?
You know what, the team gave it their all. They didn't finish and give up. They fought right through the end, and it was those last 2 minutes that really were the game changer. But they should be proud as they step off the plane today, coming back into this beautiful city, and know that they have a whole troop of people behind them.
So next year, with the team, unfortunately, the seniors leave us, and they had a great season and a big way to go out making the first tournament this year. Next year, do you think more people are going to show up to support this team because they brought so much to Kern County and Bakersfield?
Absolutely, and let's remember that many of the good players are juniors and will be back next year to play. So got a great team going into the next year, and along with the fans that are here tonight, I know there's a huge following in the city.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hey, Andrew, I wonder if you could,
just a couple of fans that were...
I wonder if you could take them around that fence. Is that possible to maybe... I saw one guy dressed up in a runner's outfit there.
Yeah, we would have to ask because we are on the other side of this fence and they had to let us in.
Gotcha.
But keep updated on that. We might be able to go out to them after the team's off the plane and everything and just have another chit chat with a couple of people. But yeah, this guy in the jumpsuit here with the jersey and everything, he's the super fan, he says right now. I think Alicia spoke with him earlier.
Yeah, he was at one of the restaurants.
So what were your thoughts of that game today? I mean, you were watching it through the blue suit, but...
Yeah. Man, it was just a great game. I'm so proud of our guys. Hats off to them. They have nothing to lose. They played so well, and hey, it's just going to keep growing, and they're going to be back in the hunt again next year. Without a doubt, I know it. They're going to be right there again.
So what's your affiliation with the team? How long have you been supporting them?
Well, I've been a super fan for about 6-7 years. Go to every sport. Love it. So just keep enjoying rooting on the teams.
Andrew, what does he call himself?
All right, we hear that the plane is...
Be called by?
He's called the super fan, but as you can see right now, the stairs, yeah, the super fan. The stairs are headed out, and it sounds like the plane is coming in.
Nice.
You can slowly hear it as the lights are coming in there. See if our cameraman Noe can get the shot going in here, but fans are clapping their way in right now. Just so happy for this team and so thrilled that they were able to do something so big for Kern County and Bakersfield.
Nice. Yeah, we're looking live with you, Andrew, and we can see that. It's a beautiful shot. Obviously a safe arrival given their somewhat turbulent start, so to speak, to this trip when their plane got diverted to Las Vegas because of a medical emergency. Obviously it wasn't the beginning of the trip they wanted, but they're back home. It seems safe. And you guys are with some fans who've made the 10:30 trek down to welcome them, and it should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and luckily it's the weekend right now, and everybody, it looks to be like they're starting spring break next week. I know a lot of schools, including CSUB, will be starting spring break next week, and the limos right now are backing up, so we're going to make sure we stay out of their way. But yeah, the team is on that plane along with the band and everybody that got to travel, the coaches, and we're glad that everybody's healthy and on their way back.
Hey Andrew, my producer in my ear is just telling us we were told our Stephen Hicks tweeted out to the athletics director at Cal State, and apparently the buses in Bakersfield that they were going to have pick up the players were all booked, and so these two limos, we were wondering about them. These two limos you're looking at apparently were donated by someone in town who heard about their transportation situation and wanted to give them a first-class ride and arrival. So this is somewhat of a breaking development, but one that would explain why these two stretch Hummer limos are hanging out. Actually, one Hummer limo, the other looks to be like a SUV type one, are hanging out at Meadows Field. So just, Andrew, it speaks to what you just heard from that one fan who's alumni that says this community will continue to support this team, and as is evident by this generosity right here.
Yeah, definitely, Tim. They were saying that they just love their teams, and this county just loves everything about Bakersfield and the college and everything, and they just get behind everybody they can and support. I mean, like you just said, these Hummer limos and these SUV limos were donated, and that just speaks volumes about the community and Kern County itself. So we're still waiting. I don't see the plane quite yet, but that is quite amazing, and thanks to Stephen for that information, letting us know, and thanks to that person that was able to donate these limos for the players to ride back in style after a big game today.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point. It is the start of spring break. So that is certainly a good way for them to start it. Yeah, I'm reading the tweet now from the athletics director. He said all buses were booked into Bakersfield. A private donor paid for it. So yeah, what a great gesture, and a good way to cap off. Well, you know what wasn't a perfect ending to this March Madness run, but certainly they can hold their heads up high tonight.
Go ahead. No, it may not have been perfect, but it was a good Cinderella story. They had the Sooners on their heels for the entire game. I know fans were on the edge of their seat, and a nice gesture from Oklahoma fans and all of their tweets that went out today saying, man, Bakersfield, you guys gave us a run today. I know you were a 15 seed, but you gave us a heck of a game, and that just speaks volumes about Oklahoma, and it speaks volumes about how the players never gave up, and they just continued to push all the way to that last buzzer, even if they were down by 14 at the end there.
Yeah, we heard that post-press conference where the coach said, you know what, man, we didn't discount Bakersfield. We did not write them off. They gave us a run for our money. Of course, we talked about it. The 8-point lead at the beginning of this game really spoke to Bakersfield's character and composure and their drive right out the gate. Of course, we know that a few three-pointers and turnovers, of course, in the second half came unraveled for CSUB. But you know what? What a great game that we followed along. Again, while we have you here on our live stream for folks watching, we will be live at 11 o'clock. Andrew will be there at the airport. Our Stephen Hicks is live right now in Oklahoma City, standing by, and he is going to deliver a report tonight with all the highlights from this game. As we mentioned, we're not allowed, according to CBS and the NC.
We can see the lights here now.
Oh, okay.
Plane is rolling in.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, the wingtips and the bottom carriage light there and the tail just rolling in, and the people at the airport giving their signals, got those orange sticks in their hands telling the pilot where to come in and everything.
Nice.
So in about 5 minutes or so, I'd say they will be deboarding the plane and hopefully walking towards these limos over here.
Yeah, that's again, you're looking live right now. Andrew Worth standing by at the airport. These pictures, Southwest Airlines acting as a charter flight. Presumably our team took over the entire flight. They weren't able to book those seats for other passengers. That's why this is being called a charter flight. Of course, it's a public airline. And making their way to what we saw was the stairs where they'll walk off to a pretty good-sized crowd for 10:40 at Friday night, welcoming the team home. We heard from the superfan, alumni, and of course those two stretch limos donated by a private donor in the community who heard about their transportation problem and wanted to step in.
Yeah, it looks like the crowd is gathered, and it's a little bit bigger now. I see about 20, maybe 25 people. There's a little thing here in the way that I can't really let you know, and it might get loud here as this plane goes by, but the fans are screaming, waving their hands, clapping away because they're so happy and just so supportive of this team.
Again, looking live as the Cal State Runners coming back from their first March Madness appearance as a D1 team. Their charter flight from Southwest Airlines with transportation, limos standing by. They are making their way back for the first time in Kern County territory, touching down in Bakersfield to what Andrew just described as 20 to 25 people who are going to be welcoming them, cheering them. And Andrew, and you can talk about this as we wait for them to come down. And just really the mood. You were around town today, and the pride that people felt, and the social media posts you read. It really is truly alive here.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, just reading tweets from even ESPN and BuzzFeed and all that, they were telling people, if you're not watching this game, you better be watching, because Bakersfield has given Oklahoma quite a run for their money. I mean, they were within 4 or 5 points at one time, and for Oklahoma and Buddy Hield being a potential player of the year for the NCAA in basketball this year, just the fact that this small school in Bakersfield, many people haven't heard of them, but they gave Oklahoma a run for their money was a big thing, and fans just got behind them. Alumni, people at different bars that didn't even have an affiliation to it. We spoke with, or Alicia and Brandon, other reporters that we have, spoke with many of those people, and they were just through the roof excited, happy, and in love with everything that Bakersfield has been able to do. I mean, the baseball team last year winning the WAC and putting them on the map. This even this makes it even better now that the basketball team can do this and make it the first time in school history to get to the tournament.
It certainly is, and a funny moment watching the game. I'm not sure if other people caught this at home. The announcers talking about Bakersfield, and you know, we take pride when we hear a national outlet talking about our community and town, and they were talking about Buck Owens and the Bakersfield Sound, and just, you know, the things that put Bakersfield on the map. And certainly after this appearance, at least at the collegiate level, this will put Bakersfield on the map as we hear cheers from the folks behind us. Andrew, are they opening the door there?
It sounds like it. The fans are screaming. They might have a little bit of a different perspective, but we're trying to see if there's some footsteps or something coming down from the bottom. They got the luggage part open right now, and they're getting ready to pull luggage off, but I do see somebody moving. It looks like possible airport staff just getting ready to open up those doors. Not quite ready. I don't think they're quite ready yet. They're doing the cross checks probably, but yeah, seeing some other footsteps. It looks like we got people coming off now.
Nice. And Andrew, you're in a perfect vantage point because they're going to come straight to you there, where that limo is.
I'm looking forward to it with these seniors, and I mean, the man hit the shot in the WAC tournament to send them to this Basel. That would be that'd be pretty awesome just to talk to him real quick. And it looks like we're being signaled to come on over there and see if we can talk with a few of the players or something like that. But here we go, walking out on the tarmac. How about? Okay, it might be because the plane's in the way.
Yeah, so anyways, you're watching live here. We're having a little problems with our signal because our signal allows us to be mobile. Of course, when they're moving with these airplanes around FAA tower there, of course, our signal is going to be a little jammed. So bear with us here. We're going to have them hold a post, and hopefully we can get a strong signal for you and bring you this moment live. As you can see, quite a few people on the tarmac here. Andrew Worth there live with our news crew as the runners make their way home for the first time in school history, coming back from a March Madness tournament. We're just about 15 minutes away from the top of our broadcast at 11 o'clock, where we will be live at the airport, live in Oklahoma City. Team coverage of this event, which is really a historic one. You know, we heard from fans standing by. We're going to, again, effort the best live shot we can here for you. But we heard from fans. There we go. Okay.
Are we back in signal?
You are back, Andrew.
All right, awesome. Sorry we lost you guys there for a second, but the team's coming in right here. We'll see if we can talk to a couple of the players by chance. How's it going there, sir? What's your name?
Justin Hollins. Justin
Hollins. So explain to me the atmosphere playing against number 2 Oklahoma today and everything that went on.
It was a great feeling, great atmosphere. You know, they came prepared to play, and it was just a great atmosphere and feeling.
Talk about what it was like in that locker room before the game, at halftime. Just what was the message from Coach? Just keep going, keep fighting. What was it?
The same message for every game. We prepared for the same way that we do at every game. It wasn't looking at their name or who they had on their team. We took it step by step like we do every game.
So coming home to something like this, you guys got these limos donated for you guys because of bus problems or something like that, but got about 30, 40 fans over there, it looks like, now in these limos. Talk to me about that. How awesome is it to come back to Bakersfield like this?
It's a great feeling. Glad we're getting the support that we deserve. And we're going to do it again next year. Hopefully we get bigger support, bigger fans, more people to come out and support us.
Yeah, so how awesome was it being in that big arena and just having all of the fans there? I know that it was just down the street from OU, and just talk to me about that, everything that was going on.
It was a great atmosphere. You know, they weren't disrespectful or anything. They came to support their fans. It's like we wanted people to support us. It was a great atmosphere and a great game, and we're coming back next year.
Yeah, so talking about next year.
All right, looks like we're having a little problems with Andrew's signal again.
Now we're trying to repeat the champions, and hopefully
maybe we can move over and
put Bakersfield on the map.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Andrew, we just got the last part of that saying putting Bakersfield on the map. That was follow-up from our conversation just a moment ago about how this really will go down as collegiate history here with the NCAA tournament, and of course Cal State making it to the March Madness for the first time. So obviously we have some star players on the team. We can catch, I think Basil, he's the one with a couple three-pointers today, right?
Yeah, let's check in with these two guys right here and see if we can talk to them. Hey guys, what are your names? Who are you guys?
Brandon Barnes, man.
Brandon Barnes?
My brother, Bray Barnes.
Perfect.
We keep losing Brandon, or keep losing Andrew there. Apologize for that.
It was Mark. Pretty much for Oklahoma. It was a hard-fought game for the most part. To the last 3 minutes, and they hit some big shots, man. It was really fun atmosphere, man. I'm happy that we were able to be a part of it.
Yeah, the game, there was a lot of runs back and forth. You guys went up 8-0 in the beginning, then they came back with another 10, I think it was. You went up another couple points. They came back with some big shots. Tell me about just the pacing and everything that happened, and just what was going on through your minds on the bench, all that.
Basketball is a game of runs, man, and they hit us with runs, we hit them back with a couple runs, and they just outlasted us a little bit, toward the fourth. It was a really good game, man. I'm really proud of the success that these guys had this year, and being a part of it 2 years ago when I played.
So is there anything that you guys can tell us that looking forward to next season? I mean, you just got done a couple hours ago, but what's the team, what's the coaches, what are you guys thinking about right now? What are you looking forward to for next year?
Getting back there, man, getting back to the dance. So we'll be back, man. Got a good core group coming back next year, and hopefully add some good pieces in recruiting as well, and then, be back dancing again next year.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem.
Can you guys hear us? Are we still on? We're good now. We're back.
Yeah, sorry about that, Andrew. We heard you a little bit there,
but perfect. So
a little bit choppy as we were doing some of those interviews, but you really do get a sense. You can hear the cheers now. You can see this shot. There's a photographer from the Bakersfield Californian. Our news crew's there. 20, 30, 40 people who've made their way to the tarmac behind the fence where we talked to a few folks before. Some of the players coming up there and acknowledging them, of course. Well deserved to see those fans.
So we got big crowds of people over here, just everything that they are. The players are coming over and greeting them and letting them know that they respect what they do and they love the support and everything that they've been there for. See if we can get another talk here. Yeah, for sure. So who we got here?
You have Rowdy the Roadrunner.
Here we go. So we got the name behind the mask.
We caught him without his outfit.
So what was it like being in that? We got the fans going for you here. They love you. What was it like being at that game today? The atmosphere, everything that was going on inside that arena.
Oh, it was 100% electricity. It was awesome. I mean, these girls and this band and even the team, everybody worked so hard, and to have the opportunity to be in that stadium was awesome. It was just great energy.
Yeah, so there are a lot of pictures of you on social media today, a lot of pictures of the team, everything about that. So what can you tell us just about how much love that Kern County has, the fact that some of them traveled there? I mean, you guys just got back. What was it like to just have such a strong showing of Bakersfield in Oklahoma?
It was a testament to the real community that exists in Bakersfield. And, I've moved a lot growing up, and I've never experienced anything like that before. It's awesome.
All right, awesome. Any shout outs or anything that you want to give?
Shout out to Squishy Docious and my grandparents and my mother.
All right, thank you so much. That was the man behind the mask of Rowdy. We'll see if we can track down a couple of players now, see if there's anybody else, maybe try and find one of the stars or one of the seniors that led them so close to a big win today.
And obviously, Andrew, we want to give you time to prepare for, of course, your 11 o'clock show here. So we are going to let Andrew and our crew there on the scene at Meadowsfield talk to some of the players and gather their thoughts as they're coming back. But you heard from so many people there, just the pride that is still alive, even coming home after that loss. A tarmac full of fans Southwest Airlines taxiing up to 2 waiting limos that were provided from a donor who heard about their transportation issues and wanted to step up and help. So, as we mentioned, we have live team coverage coming up on 23 ABC News at 11. I'll be standing by alongside Stephen Hicks and Andrew Worth at Bakersfield Airport, and we will see you then tonight in just about 10 minutes for live team coverage of Cal State's historic run and return from March Madness. Till then, I'm Tim Callahan reporting for 23 ABC.